In this video, we will learn about the blood vessels. Now we know blood vessels are of three types: arteries, veins and capillaries. So the artery which comes from the heart will bifurcate or branch out to produce the finer branches known as arterioles. And arterioles can further branch out to form the thinnest blood vessel, that is the capillary, which is found in the tissue sector. And these capillaries again join back to form the next type of blood vessel, that is the veins. But before forming the veins, they also form a smaller branches. Those are known as venules, the small veins, and these venules will combine to form the main vein, which will drain the blood into the heart. Now if we take the first blood vessel, that is the artery, it is the distributing vessel. It carries blood from heart to various body organs. Now all the arteries except for one, that is pulmonary artery, is carrying oxygenated blood. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs to get it oxygenated. Now arteries are pumping the blood from the heart to all the parts of the body, so the pressure is high. To withstand that, arteries have thick elastic and muscular wall and a narrow lumen. Their lumen is without valves. We know that valves prevent backflow of the blood. And why don't arteries need it? Because the pressure is alone enough to make sure unidirectional flow of the blood. Now arteries branch into smaller arteries, arterioles, and end in capillaries. Now they carry blood under pressure and blood flows in them with jerks. Now generally if we see, arteries are deep-seated blood vessels. Next we have the veins. Veins are collecting vessels. They collect the blood from all the tissues and give it to the heart. And these veins, except the pulmonary vein, carry deoxygenated blood. The pulmonary vein is carrying oxygenated blood to the heart. Now the veins have thin and less muscular wall and a wide lumen. So more blood will be flowing but with less pressure. Now to make sure that unidirectional flow is achieved, the veins have the valves. So their lumen has pocket shaped valves to prevent backflow of blood because there is less pressure in veins. Small veins are called as venules. Now venules are formed from capillaries and joined to form veins. Blood flows smoothly through them. So if we see here towards the arrow, here we will have the heart. Now when the blood flows, the valve will be open. It will allow the flow of blood. But if the blood tries to come back, the valve will get closed. Now if we see how and where the veins are located, they are situated superficially and they can be seen from the surface of the skin in cases of wrist, neck and so on. Now coming to the third type of blood vessel, that is the capillaries. Capillaries are microscopic vessels which are about 8 microns in diameter. They are link between an artery and a vein and carry blood from arterioles to small veins or venules. The wall of capillaries, if we see, they are made up of one single layer of endothelial cells. They are made up of simple flattened epithelial cells and they lie in contact with the body tissue. So they take up oxygenated blood from the arteries and give it to tissue. So major location where the exchange of materials occurs is the capillaries. And then they again combine to form the vein. So they are the connecting link between artery and the vein. Now if we see the length of the capillary, capillaries are the most widely distributed because they branch out and they are present inside tissues. So if all the capillaries of the human body are placed end to end, these will cover 100,000 kilometers and their total wall surface would be more than 500 square meters. So capillary wall, since it is made up of one cell thick epithelial cell, the diffusion of materials is easier. Now if we see the difference among these three blood vessels, first is the thickness. Arteries have thick, muscular and elastic wall. Veins have thin, less elastic and less muscular wall. On the contrary, capillaries have very thin and a single layer of endothelial cells as their wall. Second is the lumen, the space available for the blood flow. It is narrow in arteries, wide in veins, very narrow in capillary, wherein one RBC cell can pass through. Third is the valves. Arteries do not have a valve, veins have the valve, and capillaries don't have the valve. Next, if we see direction of blood flow, arteries always carry blood away from the heart to body parts. Veins always carry blood from the body parts towards the heart, and capillary will allow blood to flow from arterioles to venules, acting as a connecting link. Next is the pressure and speed of blood flow. Arteries will show high blood pressure and high speed of blood flow, and blood flows with jerks. In veins, the pressure is low and speed is also low, so blood flows more smoothly. In capillary, the pressure is very low and blood flows smoothly. Next is nature of blood flowing through it. Arteries generally transport oxygenated blood except for pulmonary artery, which is carrying deoxygenated blood. Veins carry deoxygenated blood except for pulmonary vein, which is carrying oxygenated blood from the lungs. Now capillaries have both. So oxygenated blood at arteriole end and deoxygenated blood at venule end. Next difference is the position in the body. Arteries are deep seated, whereas veins are situated superficially. And capillaries are inside the tissues, so they lie in contact with the body tissues and form a network. I hope this topic is clear to you. Thank you.